Welcome to the Bubba Army YouTube channel. This is the Crushing Russian. Number one salesperson. I think she's like the vice president at Giant Recreation World.
Hello?
Hey, this is Bubba. We're live. Is this the Crushing Russian?
Hey, yeah, how are you? That's a surprise.
Yes, Lisa gave me your number and told me to call. We've been talking about this Ukraine-Russia stuff, and so, like, what better person to call and promote the 50% for all Ukrainian sale that you have going on this weekend at Giant Recreation World? Prove that you're...
I will tell you, you don't want that right now. They're fully aggressive right now. I don't think it's a good housekeeping idea.
No, so hold on now.
You know?
Now, first of all, what do you think? Like, can you give us the inside thing that's what's really happening over here? Because, you know, you're...
A geopolitical expert.
Yeah, you're an expert here. This is right in your power alley.
I don't know if you really want to know the truth. So
Me too.
here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna talk about history and geography and all that stuff, but I'm really disappointed how a lot of people in this country that I love so much, America, do not educate themselves and making claims and falling for what Trump called fake news very easy. And I actually experienced hatred towards me, and this is ridiculous. You know, I pay taxes for those guys to actually work at the places like government and school, but when I go take my kid to school, I'm being yelled. This is ridiculous to me. You know.
Do you think that Putin is right or wrong in what he's doing?
What?
So I don't know if I cannot say he's right or wrong, but here's the thing: it's a big history behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this country is, you got to remember, it's grew up together and had a war together, fighting side by side. So about geography, if you look at the map of Ukraine, right side of Ukraine, Lugansk and Donetsk, it's independent regions. And those ones, the actual war starts kind of there. From the middle of Ukraine, people who do speak Ukrainian, and the right part of Ukraine speak Russian. So they start to go on Donetsk, and this is their own, rivals. And Donetsk and Lugansk doesn't have their own army power. Of course, they ask Putin. Of course, for Putin it's convenient to give them. But that's what's going on. It's basically a fight over land, and it is sad.
What do you think's going to be the outcome? Like, what do you think's going to be the outcome?
I'm afraid if we don't stop being so ignorant and keep pushing this, because even Ukrainian presidents ask Biden to stop this advertising and this hype. Because NATO do not, at the same time, NATO wants them, but NATO not going to intervene because of gas. Main gas pipeline go through Ukraine from Russia.
Right.
And majority of those European countries get the gas. So it's kind of crazy. So it can be, if non-stop, because now Middle East trying to get on it. Now China said they're going to support Russia. I hope we're not going to face it, third world war, but it's pretty scary what's going on. I think Putin needs to get this land. It's all about that. Let him have it so not many people die, because it's going to happen regardless. It's too powerful country and stuff. And also
now, do you think Putin will stop at just the two places that he wants, or is he going to try to get the entire country?
He doesn't need an entire country. If he needed, he would have done it a long time ago, guys. He doesn't need it. He doesn't want that people coming in there.
So he just wants those two territories. Those are the two. So why don't we just give him?
Isn't he firing missiles and bombs all over the country? He's trying to get Kiev.
That's the problem with our media, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm actually in a clubhouse was talking with all these people. The government announced it yesterday. Every man from age 18 to 60 not allowed to leave country.
Yeah.
Have to go fight. What is that? What age we live? I'm not pro-Putin, but I'm definitely not pro-Ukraine, who's acting like a little spoiled slut.
You see, it's interesting, Bubba. There's a subtlety in the middle there. She's not pro-Ukraine. She's not pro-Russia. It's about geography. It's about oil.
Yeah,
it's about money.
It's about gas.
And she's totally right the way that she's analyzing it.
She's the only one that's really breaking it down, and is true to the game.
It makes total common sense what she's saying. And so but if you say that out loud here, people will accuse you of being pro-Russia because you're saying that geographically the parts of Ukraine that he's seeking to, take possession of have been Russian. And isn't it like 90% speak Russian? in those provinces?
In the most, yeah. Well, by the law, those guys actually by the international law, they voted, and yes, close to 90% want to become Russian because they speak Russians only. And what happened? They independent regions. They're not Ukraine. And that's where everything starts. So it's not like Putin saying he's trying to claim. He already has those regions, including Crimea. Now, if you look under Crimea on the map, there is a very large port of Russia.
Yeah.
Same as in the Baltic Sea. What happened not too long ago, Russia came once again, in agreement with the Ukraine that they will take the price of gas 30% down in exchange of extension of 25 years extra for, have it with fleet there. And again, because of now they decided they want to be NATO. NATO doesn't really want them, and there's all this going on. So they broke this promise, and Putin got upset, obviously. Now, what happened, NATO put their own, which is America did too, they brought their own military on the border of Poland. This is where I used to live. Kaliningrad region used to be Germany, guys, and there's another Baltic Sea and another port. Military port.
Would it be a good time for me to? Would it be a good time for me to go to UkraineBrides.com and get me a .com and get me a good girl?
No, I'm telling you, they upset now. They very bitter and upset. You don't want that. They're not love giving right now, man.
Oh yeah, I can find all. If I got a Ukrainian girl, she'd love to get the hell out and not having to live in the subway anymore. She'd be my girl.
So wait, I'm a little confused. So you're saying that all the bombings and the strikes that are happening throughout the country, at least what we were saying, all you said was that that's the problem with our media. Well, what do you mean by that? It's not happening, or
there's a lot of things happening.
Right.
But you gotta understand, this is not a joke, right? Who's gonna allow Putin to go in and just do in a cave or somewhere like missiles? Nobody. Everybody would stop that. But there's a reason why nobody's stopping, because Belarus got intervened, and Belarus have all rights to do it by many agreements, and probably Putin does use this power as well. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking by the law, Putin doesn't do anything, So, and again, inside we have a big war there between its own people. It happened in Kazakhstan not too long ago, and I remember when I was looking for my brother, they shut the internet for almost a week, and it was horrible. I couldn't get hold of him, and war was inside as well. Same thing, same reasons. It's just, but it is a lot more hype here. If you look at another medium from different countries, you're gonna see they're saying, different opposite things. So yeah, there's just a lot more hype here. I think we should look at the stock market and also understand that before yesterday it was really large crash and a lot of liquidation in large companies. And what happened? Look at what happened yesterday.
Stock market likes war, doesn't it?
America went up. That's exactly why we're doing this here. So that's the sad part, and the more sad, it's the hatred. America already so hurt by this stupid, things with the corona stuff, businesses, all that stuff. Everybody depressed and frustrated, and all this craziness going on. And now, okay, we're not gonna have a divide, between black and white, parties, Democrats, Republicans, whatever it is, gay, not gay. Now let's divide it differently, right? So it's kind of like, and people do choose the sides. And I'm telling you, today, it's the first time I experienced this in this country. And I lived here for a long time, guys.
I'm sorry, so someone treated you differently today because you were Russian?
So I drove my kid to school, and there was a question. It's a middle school, right? And there was a question of, how are you doing behind the news? And I said, I do have a family in both of those countries, and I kind of mentioned, my idea, and because they said do not believe everything that's in the news, I've been told to go back home, and I told them I actually pay pretty large tax so you can have a job. And I got kicked out of school. So anyway, that's my story.
Look,
the Crushing Russian already got kicked out of middle school today while delivering his kid.
In my mind, you're the best authority to talk to about these issues because
my mind,
you
I
left
think
a war-torn country to come here.
If we can put a stupid ass like AOC in there, let's put a real cool kick-ass woman like the Crushing Russian in as a Congress lady.
God
let's
forbid
put her in there.
Use common sense. You get thrown out of your school after you pay their salaries.
Well, she just has a much better understanding of the history of the region. So.
She comes from a war-torn country, and she's literally had family members separated from her from these exact issues. And it's just ironic that we have to listen to people like, any talking head, like Jim Acosta, talk to us about why we're doing this for the democracy of the world. And I mean, it's a joke. The way that they're promoting, what she's saying is they're promoting war on the United States television channels, and they have been for 3 weeks. They were wrong 2 weeks ago. It's going to happen Wednesday. It's going to happen next weekend. Now they're predicting they're going to take Kiev, and they're going to take the capital. And I mean, do they want that to happen? Do they want, Putin to get to the edge of Poland? That's so scary because that is NATO countries. And so,
NATO not going to do this stuff, but all I want to say last thing, and I'll shut up, guys. I just want to say that, unfortunately, we don't understand that we need to take care of this country. And it sucks. I know it's going to sound very horrible, but whatever happened there, we here, my family, like I also, have a kids here, my mother here. I don't want nothing to happen with them. So if we're going to mess and play games like this and keep poking a bear, we got to understand the responsibility and consequences of that, which is very scary for this country. So Trump, you can say any shit you want to say about Trump, but he was a good guy when it comes to business, and this is country what needs to be taken care of as a business and negotiation. We cannot play games like this because we don't understand who we're talking. We're not talking people who's afraid to go to war because it's going to be court case there. No, they don't care about that. So we got to be careful and protect.
So you think we should just stay out of it as much as possible?
Yes, we need to shut up.
Okay.
How about that?
We need to sit down, be humble.
Interesting.
There it is.
Sit down, be humble.
This is not our place. This is their land. They have a history.
So you're saying let Ukraine and Russia figure this out. Let's protect our own.
We should worry about our own borders, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, Crush and Russian. Hey, we'll be calling you maybe next week to get some more updates. Okay.
All right, love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Giantrecreationworld.com
specifically asked for the Crush and Russian. I'm telling you, that's a smart woman right there.
Wasn't that insightful?
Yes.
To learn from someone who comes from
You're not going to hear that
Russia.
from CNN. You're not going to hear that on Fox. You're not going to hear that on ABC.
And it's a nuanced response that comes from a position of knowledge. It's not one that's just like, here, we know what's better democracy. I mean, I'm pro-democracy, but what she's saying is it's ridiculous for us to intervene over there, to simplify.
I think Tucker's kind of saying the same thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.